Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching.
Huh? It's a house! Huh?
Did you hear what I said?
Huh?
There's mosquitoes the size of bald eagles in that dadgum swamp.
What's going on, freaks? Look at that. How pathetic. They're just like, I think they're waiting for something to eat. Always waiting, wondering, will something show up to eat? Blue's going to fall asleep now, waiting, dreaming of perhaps a piece of chicken or it's just something. Yep. You know what's amazing, you guys? The stalkers, you know, the people on, you know, the stalkers that I have out there, they literally watch every second of every show. And like if a screenshot pops up on the screen of like a conversation I'm having, they zoom in on it. Ooh, look at that, what's he saying? Yeah. Like sometimes if we're having a slow night, I'll say, I'll ask a mod or something, hey, do you think there's a way to help get this going, you know, like in the chat or something, you know, get some super chats going, you know. I mean, it's just what I do sometimes. And you see them, I mean, they're always trying to help get the numbers up on the show. And, you know, so if I say that, they act like that's something that's weird or something. Yeah. So anyways, I mean, can you imagine having your whole life is that you sit around just waiting for something. You know what I should do is just switch over to only doing videos. Hey, thanks, Dana, 1972. And boy, would they be bored. They would be bored out of their minds. I mean, it's just incredible. You know, like they post it on Twitter. And here's the thing, they have a thing on Twitter called Bad Actors of YouTube, and I'm their only subject. Hey everybody, I am the trolls out there created a site where it's Bad Actors of YouTube, and I'm the only one on it. Man, that's amazing. How in the hell did that happen? The channel that's given $200,000 to various true crime related charities, opposed to people that actually go to people's homes and scream with bullhorns. Right. Hey, thanks, Cheryl. Yeah. Anyways, love Blue and Chloe. Well, what about me? Jesus. So anyways, I thought we could do is listen to the do the hearing again, but actually be able to stop it. You know, people get angry if you pause the damn thing. So I figured we could do it now, where we listen to it and then, you know, stop it every once in a while and go, oh, okay, here's what they're trying to do here. Here's what they're trying to do there. Yeah. But yes, everybody, just like every other show, if you're out there, I know we got the holiday coming up here, but if you can help support the channel, that'd be great. That way I don't even have to message a mod to try to help out. Anyways, Gray Day, Atlanta on the pink bed with them doggies. I wouldn't fit on there. Chloe's tiny. I mean, she only weighs 3.5 pounds. But I mean, how cute is that right there? Look at that. Let me see if I zoom in. Yeah. That's about the cutest dog, you know. Technically, like, you can't, she's not cute, right? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Blue's like 11 or 12 now. All right, so let's go. I'm going to play this again. So it's not going to be me entertaining you guys, so it's going to be up to you. Instead of me, you know, doing something, I'm playing this, and then I'm going to listen. We'll listen to it and figure out what the defense is trying to do here.
Okay, we are now on the record. This is State versus Brian Kohberger, CR 2922-2805. Mr. Kohberger is here in the courtroom with his attorney, Ms. Taylor. The state's represented by Mr.
I shortened it up and everything. Took out the like the long pauses and things. Hey, thanks, wise child.
Mr. Thompson and Ms. Jennings, Latah County Prosecutor's Office. I believe Mr. Logston is remote, and so is Ms. Matha, both representing Mr. Kohberger. I think I've covered everybody. Ms. Evans is the court reporter. We're here for a motion and a potential witness, I believe, relating to motions to compel discovery, 4th and 5th. That's all I know. Okay, go ahead, Ms. Taylor.
Your Honor, the court is correct. We are here to begin the motions to compel. We have testimony today from Detective Mowry. As the court will recall, he's unavailable on the 30th and 31st, which are the days when we will have the full scope of our motions to compel. So it may feel a little choppy, but we would like to hear from Detective Mowry today, and would call him when it's appropriate.
Okay, thank you. Anything preliminary? Mr. Thompson and Ms. Jennings? Okay, great.
So I guess on the 30th there's
Detective
more.
Mowry, come on up. You face the clerk, raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you give in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
All right, thank you, sir. Go ahead and have a seat there. Once you're seated, please state your name and spell your last.
My name is Lawrence Mowry, Mowry.
All right, thank you, sir. Ms. Taylor?
Thank you. Will you tell us how you're employed?
I'm employed with the Moscow Police Department.
What is your role there?
I am a detective.
How long have you worked for Moscow Police Department?
I've worked for Moscow for over 5 years.
Have you been a detective that entire time?
I have.
And prior to that, did you have law enforcement experience? How many years total?
We have 14.
Detective Mowry, you...
Why are you shocked, wise child? I'm still shocked they called Detective Mowry. Whoa, it's so shocking. Holy crap, it's shocking.
Did you take part in the investigation into the homicides on King Road?
Yes.
And what was your role?
A lot of different things. How to answer that.
Well, I can ask you about a couple of roles, maybe.
Sure.
Do you do any work with cell phones and cell towers?
I have taken training for cell phone analysis.
Was that...
What's strange about it? Now it's strange, but a minute ago you said it was shocking.
one of the roles that you played in this investigation?
They're just trying to, I think she's trying to make a sales, like something wasn't done right, something like that. She's just trying to find something. I don't know what's shocking or even interesting or weird that this detective's up there, you know, that's all I'm saying.
All right. And the other area that I'd like to talk to you about is the collection of videotape evidence or surveillance evidence from around the community. What was your role in that?
So we gathered a lot of data, a lot of USBs, hard drives that came in. At one point, all of that was given to me so that I could copy it over to a server so that we have it stored and backed up.
Did you inventory it at that time as you got it in, I guess?
Don't have to say inventory. I used the evidence technician to help me book them individually at the time. Right, so the USB had the name of it on it. I would label the folder, what it was, and that came from it.
Did you have any role in verifying the content of the surveillance?
No.
I'm going to have a few questions about that, but I want to talk a little bit more about your role with cell phones and cell towers. So let's start there, okay? What training do you have for that role?
So some time ago, I went through what they say PATC training, which is cellular analysis, and I've also taken classes with CASCOs.
The cellular analysis, is that particular to the device itself, the cell phone device?
No.
That is particular to towers?
To the towers and the providers themselves.
When did you take that training?
Well, the CAST, I believe it was in 2019, and then I also did it again last year.
And the CAS that you took in 2019, that was the ENDICAC, is that right?
That was predominant again, correct?
And the CAS that you took last year was October of 2023, is that correct?
Yes.
And that was the actual CAST training?
They were both done by actual CAST members. I'm not sure if one was sponsored by the other, but they were both owned by FBI CAST members.
And Your Honor, if I can approach.
Yes, thank you.
Detective Mallory, I'm putting in front of you what's labeled as Defendant's Exhibit O, and those are 2 certificates for training. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. The one that's from 2019, what did that cover?
That covered the use of the CASCO's software.
And what did the one in 2023 cover?
The same.
Your Honor, I move for admission of Defendant's O.
The objection?
No objection.
Okay, those are exhibit. Oh, no objection. Thank you.
Detective Mallory, how many total hours do those certificates represent of CAST training?
I apologize, I didn't look. It was a week long. That was actually a couple of days each time. 2 days a piece of
Do you need this?
So the 2019 shows 24 hours. The 2023 says 16 hours.
Thank you, Detective.
Thank you.
I'm not even sure what she's trying to
Detective, you've written some reports in this case, is that correct?
Yes.
I want to talk about 2 particular reports right now. One is from May the 5th of 2023. Do you recall that report, or should I bring a copy of that to you?
If you helpful that up.
I can definitely do that.
We have a jury next door,
Okay.
just so you know. That's all about it.
Detective Mallory, does that appear to be your report from May 5th of 2023?
Yes.
And Your Honor would move for admission of Defendant's P.
That's P.
P, like Paul?
All right. Any objection? Okay, thank you.
And this judge, he just seems he's like just total Mayberry, you know, just, hey, okay, all right, you know. And I don't know. I wonder if you've even really, I don't know, man. Like, is he paying attention or?
Yeah.
Exhibit P is admitted, no objection.
Thank you, Your Honor. Detective Mallory, I do not have a police report for the other one that I want to talk about today. It's one that I received via email today that was written just within the last few days by you, probably. Do you know what report I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what I want to understand is we're talking about documents or records or logs?
You can zoom in on Kohberger, but it's not going to look any. It's just, watch. I mean, it's just blurry as hell. Look at him. Watch this. Look at that. I mean, does that do anything for you? No.
Logs that can be created by a CastViz program. The report that you wrote that I received today, when did you learn about those documents that exist according to that report?
The session logs that I found were from yesterday.
Why did you come to find them yesterday?
I was preparing for this hearing.
Okay. And those are things that existed for quite some time, is that correct?
They did.
Right, but he's just looking for them to be prepared for this hearing. Yeah, it's like, they've been a while for a long time, right? But you just looked for him yesterday for this hearing, right? Yeah, because there's a hearing today. Do you get it, Anne, or?
And when you wrote about your work with CastViz in May of 2023, did you document those items?
No.
Tell me what you found when you were preparing for the motion to compel today.
I found session logs that were sent to me from the FBI.
All right. And in those session logs, how many files were there?
I don't remember. I think there were 6 or 7 different items inside.
Did you look at the CastViz 48-hour file?
I don't remember if I did examine the reception.
Did you look at it yesterday in preparation for this hearing?
I attempted to.
All right. And how about the CastViz full log?
I attempted to yesterday.
I noticed in your report that there were several items that you listed. Were those from these CastViz logs that you attempted to look at yesterday?
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to, you need to speak up a little bit. Or just telling me to pick up a little bit.
There were some files that were in the session logs, there were other files that were not.
Well, let's start with the 48-hour. What was contained in there?
There's older 48 hours that was the AT&T records, the original records, and there's a 48-hour session log. I don't know which one you're after.
Let's go with the session log. What was in there?
Appeared to be the AT&T records that possibly were inputted, as well as some JSON files that were probably produced by CastViz.
JSON files were produced by CastViz. Is that right?
I would assume that. I didn't create those files.
What date were they created?
I believe one was in December.
Yeah, so they talk about XML and KML files. Those are what, like my drones, capture KML information. And remember those, well, I could show you, like, where was that one in Oregon over here? Yeah, I think it's the one right here in Ridgefield. Yeah, right here. See, these are KMZ files, but it's kind of the same thing. But look at that, shows exactly where my drone was flying. You see that? That green line? It's pretty crazy how it actually has three-dimensional elements there in Google Earth, but right there. You know, so you can just load it in, and it gives you specific information on where, like, you know, it, obviously when a car is driving, it's not up in the air somewhere, but hey, guys, I know this is kind of a crazy later Friday night, but if you're out there and you can help support the channel, it'd be nice to be able to try to get somewhere close. I thought I'd just do a later one because it's Friday, but I know people are probably going to be, maybe you're heading out on vacation, or who the hell knows.
The other was in April.
December of what year?
22.
And April of what year?
23.
Could you tell who created those?
I could not.
How did you get those?
I was provided those via email.
By who?
mid-balance of the FBI.
What did you do with those?
I gave them, as soon as I realized that they were in my possession, I had contacted the prosecutor and gave them.
And that would be just yesterday, is that correct?
Yes.
What did you do with them prior to that time?
They were sent to me, I put them in a folder, and I didn't do anything else with them. That's why I forgot them.
Okay. And that was the 48-hour file?
The 48-hour session log, yes.
How about the full file? What was contained in there?
Similar items to the 48.
What is the full file?
I believe that was the second AT&T return that we got via warrant. I wasn't able to open it to verify it.
That brings up a question for clarification. When you say second warrant return, are you talking about something that relates to Brian Kohberger?
When they're saying the 48 hour file, is that, you think that's the, the night of the homicide and then all the way through next day or something? I remember them mentioning that.
Yes, there was 2 warrants that were.
Thank you, Amber Maiden, she said. Let's do this. All right.
Originally written, one that covered a 48-hour period for the cell phone number, and there was one that was later done for a longer period of time.
And those are what you're referring to as the warrants 1 and warrant 2?
Correct. Okay. 48 and one for the longer period.
In the report that I just received today, there was reference to a loped bar file. What's that?
It is a file that I received from Agent Balance.
When did you receive that?
Honestly, the modification or the email, I honestly don't remember. Unfortunately, it was yesterday and I've been throwing this stuff together. So, okay.
So that was one that you just found yesterday?
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks, Wendy Van Rokel.
Did you open that?
I don't recall opening it. If I did, I don't recall doing it.
How about the CDR.XLSX file? Was that, and CDR, what does that stand for?
All detail records?
Did you open that?
I don't remember if I did not.
Did you open it yesterday?
I don't remember. I was looking for it. Once I found them, I was trying to figure out how they came into my presence or in my possession. That's where I started to focus.
Okay. How about the export.kmz file? When did you find that file?
I had found that one yesterday.
Do you know when that came into your possession?
It was some time ago.
Did you open that?
Yeah.
I believe I did on my laptop.
KMZ,
What did that show you?
What's that?
It showed me different locations and so forth on a map.
Those
See, the KMZ files, you can just load them right into Google Earth and it plots it out exactly where they're at. So it'd be pretty cool to have that file and just load it into Google Earth and see what it does.
3 files that we just talked about, along with the CastViz 48 and the CastViz full, are those copied so that I can have those now?
Yes.
And you referred to emails. How many emails did you find when you were preparing for this hearing?
I believe there was 5?
Are those included for me to have now as well?
Yes.
Thank you. In the report that I received today, there was a reference to drawings.json file. What's that?
It was a JSON file that was inside the CastViz session.
What does that depict?
It's just data that CastViz would use, I'm guessing, to replot something.
Yeah, JSON is this sort of hierarchical, it's hard to say that, kind of structure, indented, kind of like programming, it's I could show you an example of it. Sample of JSON. Yeah, it looks like this. See? And data stored, and it'll, that's just a sample on the internet right there. See, that's what it looks like. And it has data in it. And you can, if you have, like, you can use Python and then separate it out into its different elements, you know, like you could actually have something that pulls out the title of each one of the elements in there. You can have something, I've been actually use this when I'm using Python and trying to extract information. Just like, for example, if you have an API that contacts a website, they usually give you back the data in JSON, and then you have to extract it and put it into a form that's usable.
On the map to actually show locations or other things.
Did you do anything with that file when you found it yesterday?
I did open that file, yes.
Okay. What did that show you when you opened it?
There were references to 2 locations inside.
When you open it, does it just say here's 2 references, or what does it show you when you open it?
It's
How come you don't know that, though, Anne? I mean,
different code, but there is some plain language or plain English, plain text inside of that code that show 2 addresses.
Did you use that file? Well, let me ask this first. That file that contains code, do you use that with the CastViz program?
well, it's the one before, but I'm pausing it now to talk about it. The other one just played, and that's about it.
I attempted to load the session file in its entirety and received errors, so I was not able to. That's why I went into the JSON file to see if there was something I could see reference.
Is that file usable?
I'm sure it is somewhere.
What is the restriction for you?
I don't know what restriction it is. I don't know what to do with that file outside of, if I could possibly bring it into the CastViz. I tried to pull it in as a combined session log, which is what I was trained to do. So I didn't get that. I didn't pull that file.
Is that file available on a Discovery drive for me?
Provided to the prosecutor today.
Thank you. In the report that I just got today, there's
He wants everybody to keep saying it. I just got today. See, Judge, look at how I'm getting stuff today. You get it, Judge? I don't have everything. He got something, and I just got it today. Therefore, Brian Kohberger is innocent. What?
there's a reference to another CastViz session and some screenshots. What is that about?
I believe you're talking about just the regular 48 hours folder.
I don't know. I'm curious.
So that I provided 2 folders. One was CastViz and one was just my last name of Maori. That was to differentiate the files that I found that were provided to me and the folder of the files that I used to create this report.
Okay. CastViz is the files that you found while.
You know, I've realized this is sort of like the tactic of these attorneys. Same thing in the Odin document. How they turned, like this is just all really kind of basic stuff. There's not even anything nefarious or anything about it. But she's trying to make it seem really complex. Like, yeah, something's just not working. So you're doing something nefarious here. Just sort of like the one single solitary man acting alone, using dexterity. How they just go over and over. Now, after a while, you think, holy crap, that is weird. I mean, look at all this. And it doesn't work. I mean, hopefully it doesn't work on anybody, like the judge or some of these wackos on YouTube. You know, the Scottish guy, the clown, all those idiots, you know.
Preparing.
Correct.
And the one that says
Hey, thanks,
now
Ashley.
read is what you used to create your May 3rd report of 2023.
Yes.
Okay. I think I understand that now. In that file, I think your report said you found screenshots dated April 19th of 2023.
Yes.
All right. Does that mean that's the day that you put things into your CastViz program?
That was the day that I made the screenshots themselves.
Are they making videos about this? I mean, have the nut jobs been making videos about this hearing as if it meant something really important?
Okay. Where are those screenshots now? Are those also included on the drive?
Yes.
Okay. And then your report dated 5/3 says that you were asked to
I
examine.
don't think I haven't heard her try to imply anything yet. Eugenie, what makes you think that she's trying to have him, like, she's trying to make it look like he's cherry picking? You mean how he opens up the, he just found the stuff for the hearing, or what? What do you think?
On the record. So I'm a little confused if you had something that you took screenshots of on 4/19, but on 5/3 you were asked to examine the record. What were you doing on 4/19 or before to get those screenshots?
What does that even mean?
So I was tasked, the date was May 3rd for the report. It's not the date that I asked.
Okay. What day were you asked to do?
I do not remember. I'm going to guess that it was somewhere around April 19th. That's when the screenshots were created.
Okay.
How'd you create the screenshot?
Let's talk about that time frame then and what you did. Did you actually use a CastViz program at that time to create something?
Yes.
The CastViz program that you used at that time, and we're talking about springtime of 2023, we'll call it April for now, if that's fair. What training had you received by then to do this CastViz program?
The 2019 training.
Okay. With the CastViz program, what's the first thing that you did?
Once the program is open, you can drag and drop the CDR records into the program.
CDR means call detail records.
Right.
Did you do just 48-hour records, or did you do full records in April of 2023?
I only did 48-hour records.
When you put the records in, those are the call detail records, and those relate to what?
To the phone that the records were coming back to.
Probably Kohberger. His phone.
The number you associated with Grant Kohberger.
Right.
Okay.
Right, there you go. See?
After you put those call detail
I mean, I think this is mentioned, isn't it, in the...
records in, do you have to do anything with cell towers?
With the AT&T, no, because the cell tower locations are in the AT&T CDR.
Okay. So you put that record in, the tower locations are already part of the call detail record that you put in?
Yes.
Is that something that you have electronic on your computer and then you open your CastViz program and just import it into the program?
Yes, AT&T provides both PDF and text documents of the files, and I use the text document to put into CastViz to have it adjusted.
And when you do that, what gets exported?
Nothing. At that point, nothing is exported or created that I know of.
Can you export the session that you're working on?
You can export a session log, yes.
Did you do that?
No.
How did you create screenshots?
By using the built-in Windows snip tool, as well as the built-in Windows game console, I believe they call it the game bar, which is just accessed by hitting Windows G. That allows you to record your screen.
Are those the only two things you did, is screen clip and screen record?
Yes.
Man, I didn't realize there was a Windows had its own version. I used Snagit. It's so easy. But I guess Windows, I did look for that. You hit the Windows key, Shift, and then S, I think. I don't know.
How many times did you use call detail records in the CastViz program?
Probably a dozen times. I'm not entirely sure.
That was a terrible question. How many times did you use the CastViz program in relation to Brian Kohberger's call detail records?
I don't know. No.
More than once?
I recall doing it for the grand jury because I wasn't the main lead in the call detail records investigation.
I don't understand what that means.
I wasn't the main person looking at those call detail records.
You weren't the main person with the call detail records, but you put them in the CastViz program anyway?
For the grand jury, I was requested.
Okay.
What is she talking about?
What did you rely on
Jeez.
in producing those? Producing whatever you produced for the grand jury?
Wait, so you're not the main person,
Right on.
but you're the one that put him into the... Oh, we're on to something. Because if the main guy had put him in here, it would have said something different.
What did I produce? As far as the AT&T records?
I want to know what you relied on to do that, to produce something for the grand jury.
I don't understand the question.
Okay. You weren't the main guy with the call detail records or with the CastViz programming. Did I understand that much right?
There was another investigator that was doing that.
Okay. But you end up involved in it somehow in April of 2023, is that right?
Yeah, so it's right. I think it's right here. Like in that document it says, on December 23rd, 2022, pursuant to that search warrant, I received records for the Kohberger's phone at AT&T. The records indicated that Kohberger's phone is subscribed to Brian Kohberger, because it's Kohberger's phone, at an address in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania, and his account has been open since June 23rd, 2022. These records also included historical cell site location information, CSLI, for Kohberger's phone. After receiving the information, I consulted with an FBI special agent that is certified as a member of the Cellular Analysis Survey Team, or CAST. Members of CAST are certified with the FBI to provide expert testimony in the field of historical CSLI and are required to pass extensive training that includes both written and practical examinations prior to being certified with CAST, as well as the completion of yearly certification requirements. Additionally, the FBI CAST SA that I consulted with has over 15 years of federal law enforcement experience, which includes 6 years with the FBI. From information by CAST, I was able to determine estimated locations for Kohberger's phone on November 12th through November 13th. Yeah. So I think that's what they're talking about. That pool of data.
That's why I was asked to examine the data to provide that for the grand jury.
Okay. Was that all of your instruction?
What do you mean by that?
Well, you're asked by somebody else who's actually doing this part of the investigation in the case to produce something for the grand jury to use. And I'm curious about what you relied on, to get to that point. I want to know all the records you relied on, all of the emails, all of the conversations you relied on to produce this thing that you're not the expert for.
So I wrote the affidavit for the AT&T records, received the AT&T records. Those records were also given to another investigator who was the main investigator doing the CDR records. Prosecution then asked me to provide or create some kind of visualization of the call detail records and examine the call detail records for the 4 hours in question. That.
Just to be really sure, when you talked about writing the 2 warrants for AT&T, we're talking about 2 warrants that relate to Brian Kohberger. There were a lot of other warrants. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
I just want to be really clear on that. You've taken the CAST training. Is that right?
Yes.
And you know there's a way to save your session. Is that correct?
Yes.
And there's also a way just to hit reset and delete your session. Do you know that part too? And back in April when you were creating something for the grand jury, you hit reset. Is that right?
Or I just deleted the files out of it. I don't remember if I hit reset or
He deleted files? Ooh!
You don't remember which thing you did,
Okay.
but you decided to delete what you'd created.
I don't know. I didn't delete anything. I didn't create the session log, so I don't know how I was doing it. You delete the reference of the file in the software, but the file itself is not deleted.
Right. You're just sort of putting it in to analyze it, and then you go, okay, I'll use it. I can do it again next time if I want to look at something else. It's like a database, you know?
I want to make sure I understand. You,
Oh, Jesus.
the record, the AT&T record still exists. You didn't delete that.
Right.
Correct.
But the session, when you put that in to the Cast Viz program, and it does its thing with the call detail records, which includes tower references, you either deleted that session or you chose to reset. Did I understand that right?
Didn't create a session log. I don't know how I would delete it. I just removed the reference to the file, the main file, from the software at some point. I don't know when I did that.
Why does it matter?
You don't know when you did that?
Who cares, Ann
Okay.
Taylor? She
You
didn't.
can close the software
God.
without hitting reset or delete.
See, what it is she's just dumb, Ann Taylor is. Okay? I know you guys want to act like she's really, oh, she's brilliant. Oh, boy, she's so... what does it have to do with anything? You know, they have the raw data. They can do whatever they want with it. He has the, you know, whatever he wants to do with it, he can do with it. What difference does it make? You know, she can get the raw data too, the cast information. He didn't affect that at all. What difference? She just wants to play on the people's minds. Oh, wow, look at, he deleted something. Did you hear that? I'm sure the Scottish idiot will go, oh, see that? There's a deletion. They deleted. Why would you delete something? Ooh, 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 delete it. Hey, did you hear that? Look at that. Delete. Did you hear the word delete?
And then it would just stay there.
I deleted that.
And you can also export your session if you get interrupted and you want to come back and work on it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Did you do that? You left it up and running at some point and then did something that didn't save it. Is that right?
The session log was never created. Did not create a session log. The CDR records that I was dealing with is relatively small. There's no need to do that because I can ingest the files right back into CastViz in a short amount of time.
Your Honor, just for clarity, may I approach? I have another exhibit to show him.
Well, she's probably not stupid. I'm just saying she's just, I don't know. It seems like she doesn't put the effort in to actually learn what she's talking about, you know? I mean, obviously you can't be dumb to become an attorney, but I'm just saying she comes across as somebody that really doesn't put in any time at all to understand what she's arguing about. Or either that or she's just sort of willfully being ignorant to bitch about it. She's just trying to make people think that he's deleting. Look, he's deleting. I didn't get it, but he deleted it. Did he affect the original file? No. But hey guys, we're on one of those massive lulls again. A word that I wasn't supposed to use, but we're having one of those massive lulls. We've been frozen for 25 minutes now. So if you're out there and you can help support the channel, try to get us to, right now we're at about 20% of the goal.
I give it to you. Thank you. Are you familiar with the document that was handed to you that's marked Defendants W?
Yes,
And have you seen that before?
I have.
Is that something that you were taught from the Cast Users Guide?
I'm sure I was. It's also included in the software that can be readily accessed.
Okay. And Your Honor, would move for admission of Defendants W?
Thank you. No objection. Okay, that exhibit W is vetted.
Thank you.
No objection.
In your training, were you also taught from the cast field user's guide?
I believe so.
I'm
Well, who cares?
about ready to switch gears on you and talk a little bit more about videos for a second, but if I can have just one moment, Your Honor.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay, let's switch gears for just a minute. You, during the course of your work, did you make contact with
She
the
was.
Idaho Department of Transportation?
I think she was representing Xana's mom. And then just went, oh my God, I got to do Kohberger? Screw you. Xana's mom?
To talk about some of the cameras that cover main roads coming into and out of Moscow.
Yes.
And did you attempt to make preservation of any items?
I did.
What items did you want preserved?
I was trying to see if they had saved video or still images from those guns.
What did you learn?
That they do not retain those.
Did you
We're at 0 new channel members tonight, everybody.
when you say they do not retain those, do you mean they don't retain videos or pictures or both?
Well,
Did you do a preservation for anything?
not recall studying actually a preservation letter out.
Okay. Your Honor, if I can have another exhibit provided.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Ellie Cake.
What do you recognize that exhibit?
So these were emails that I was trying to find some kind of contact information for windy.com, a website that does weather-related information as well as has some links to images from cameras that are covering the highway.
And did you learn that you could have some still shots preserved?
I did.
Did you have some still shots preserved?
I did not.
Okay. Your Honor would move for admission of defendants P.
Thank you. That's what, I'm sorry, PP?
Double P, yes.
That's what I thought. Okay. Exhibit PP is exhibit or admitted. No objection.
When we started talking, we talked about you kind of being the guy that would book or take videos in from different agencies, even if you didn't verify what was on the device you received. Is that right?
Yes.
And do you, I have a specific one that a couple of them I want to ask you about. One is from Red Star Coffee Shop. Do you recall receiving that video?
I did not.
Okay. And are you aware that it was booked in or brought in by Idaho State Police?
No.
How would I find out about those videos?
I don't know. You would have to go through the USB drives to find out what was given. I was just given the mass USB drives. I was not given them individually by the people that were bringing them in for
That's
time.
not what I was looking at.
Given to them after it had been handed off to other investigators and other assistants that were helping the cops.
Yeah, right.
Is there somebody else I should ask about specific ones to track where they went?
I don't know. I don't have that information.
Okay. All right, give me just a minute, Your Honor.
Sure.
Thank you, Detective Mallory. I don't have any other questions for now, but hold on, the prosecutor might.
Thank you, Ms. Taylor. Thanks, Mr. Thompson.
Ms. Jeans.
That's right
Okay,
there off
Ms. Janice?
of the highway coming in.
Mallory, I want to go back and talk a little bit about this CastViz program. Can you explain to me generally what is CastViz?
It's just a software that is useful in creating visualizations of the call detail records.
Okay. So how is it useful? What does it show?
It shows the location and the direction of the cell towers and their sector antennas.
Okay. Now, what version of CastViz do you have?
Currently, I think I have 33 on my laptop. It's prompted me to update for 38, but at the time, I believe I had version 30 installed.
So walk me through. You start up the software program,
Yes,
and then what do you do?
drag the text file from the CDRs into the system. It ingests the files and then produces a display of that data.
Okay. And is that what you did on the 19th?
Yes.
And then what did you do with that visual that was displayed?
Those visuals, I created screenshots, created the screen capture of the video. CastViz also allows a timeline playing view that you can record separate the Windows built in software. I can save those.
Other than uploading the CDRs, did you change any of the settings on CastViz?
The only thing that I would have done was gone in and changed made sure that the time was correct because they were coming in at the TC, sub-coordinated time. I wanted to make sure that those were representative of the local time.
All right, so you just changed it to Pacific.
Correct.
Any other changes?
No.
Okay. So you were talking about how it does not automatically save.
It does not.
Okay. And you chose not to save.
No. And in the exhibit that was provided, the actual text says that if you need to save a session file.
Okay. And can you tell me why didn't you save these settings?
I was creating the visualization exhibits. That's what I was doing with that.
Any reason to save the settings?
No.
Could this be recreated or redone in the same fashion?
Yes, I can, again, open the software and drag the CDRs back in. In a very short time, it is generated.
And it would give you the same information?
Yes.
Is that why you didn't save it?
Yes.
I want to switch over to the other session files that you found. Were those session files created by you?
No.
Okay. And did you ever use those?
No.
And have you now turned those over, provided those?
Yes.
Now I want to switch gears over to what we were discussing as windy.com. What is that? What is Windy?
It's a website that is available for weather and such.
Okay. And why is that relevant in this case?
We were directed by, I think it was Captain Corporal Payne that told me that we should look into windy.com.
And why is that?
Just to see if they retained video from the cameras themselves.
Okay, so windy.com.
That would have been pretty cool if they had actually stored video. I wonder how long they stored for.
.com has cameras.
They have screenshots. They basically capture the ITD cameras and put them on their website. Those images are routinely purged from their site for the administration of that.
Okay. And can you explain to me, when are those, you talked about them being purged from their site? What's that schedule?
From going on their website yesterday, it's a public website, so I was able to go back to it. I don't remember exactly. I believe that within 24 hours, it's hourly. Within a week, it's daily. Within 12 months, it's monthly. And then after that, I believe it's
Who is this Dory little Herrera or something? Who are you? What are you giggling about? What's your whole? What are you doing in there? You're strange.
I was seeing probably like 3 months or so.
Can you explain why you didn't preserve those images from Wendy.com?
When it was discussed with other investigators, we would have only gotten, I believe it was one image per day. Time frame wasn't where we were interested in, so we didn't capture that one. So
So there is no evidentiary value.
none that we did.
Okay. And have you since gone back and found some screenshots?
Yeah, so Dory Land is one of those idiots that thinks that there's no DNA on the knife sheath. Oh shit.
Yes.
It's what's available on the publicly available website.
Anyone can go to wendy.com.
But hey, guys, as you can see, watching the show when we're doing this live, trial, not live trial, but playing the trial again, or hearing, whatever the hell you want to call it, the super chats are non-existent. They just sort of disappear. So I'm trying to figure out, how to make that better, because it seems like every single time, if I ever want to play a video or a hearing or something like that, it just goes. Hey, welcome, S Jab Weather 22.
Grab screenshots there.
And you've now done that?
I have.
Anything of evidentiary value?
No.
Have those been turned over anyway?
Yes.
I just have 1 second.
Sure.
You are a troll, Dorlian. And I'm going to remove. I'm actually just going to remove you. You're wasting my time.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Yes, just a bit. You were just speaking with the prosecutor about the images from Wendy.com. And I thought you didn't preserve anything or go back and look at anything during your investigation. Did I misunderstand that?
So yesterday when I was directed by the prosecutor.
Okay, so yesterday the prosecutor said, go look for these things.
Yes.
But before that, you and other investigators decided not to. Did I get that right?
With the information that we were given, we were told that there would be a screenshot for the day, if I remember right, the parameters of. We did not grab those because they were not in the. Didn't see that they would be relevant.
Okay. But you didn't look back then. You waited until yesterday.
Oh, by the way, Dorlian, or whatever the hell your name is, you've been removed from the channel. So it'll look like on your end, when you're typing in, that your messages are still going out there, but I can assure you that nobody can read them anymore. Okay, so don't waste your time.
Is that right?
No, we looked back then. I couldn't tell you what time. Most of the photos that were taken for the daily screenshot or the daily screenshots were daytime. They looked at days kind of thing. So we didn't grab those at the time.
Okay, but you did look at the time and made a decision at the time. Do I understand that now?
Yes.
Okay. Back to the cast viz for a couple of questions for you. When you were doing the work back in April of 2023, did you see maps on the screen with the work that you were doing?
Yes.
And you also made a video of that. I want to show you a map and see if it's what I think it is. You have defendants R in front of you. What is that?
What does that
There's
mean?
a screen
Daphne? I
capture
don't know
of
what that
the
means,
cast
Daphne.
is something.
Is that a screen capture from a map that you made?
Yes.
All right. Your Honor would move for admission of defendants R.
Action.
No.
Exhibit R is submitted. No objection.
And are you aware that when you can see mapping on your screen on this program that there's a log created? Okay. You would agree that if I were to take the call detail records that have the tower report in them, I would have to have the same cast version you were using to recreate what you did. Would you agree with that?
I'd have to have, if I took the regular cell call detail records and put them into a different version of cast, are you saying that it would become different?
Well, I don't know. That's a good question. Let me try to be more clear about the one I was asking, and then I like yours. We might talk about your question as well. My question is, and the prosecutor suggested that your work be recreated. And so it didn't matter that you hadn't saved your session. What I want to know is, if I have the 48-hour call detail records that contain the tower list like you have, do I have to have the CastViz program that you used so I can see what you did?
I don't know, because I don't know what the back end of the CastViz software does. I'm just a user, so I don't know.
Yeah. It's like, you know, if I was using 3D Studio Max, you know, when I use that 3D Studio Max and I use the time of year function, or the weather system, not weather, what is it? The like daylight system, where it tells you, you know, I can put in GPS coordinates, put in the time zone. We did that with the shadows in the Delphi case, remember? And also other cases. If somebody asked me, so how does this program calculate that shit? I don't know the answer to that question. You know, the people who programmed and made 3D Studio Max is, you know, now if you want to call an expert from, you know, the 3D Studio Max, you know, parent company, and have them come in and explain how they come up with that, then that's great. But, you know, the users are assuming that it's accurate information.
And you were in this CastViz program, at least for a while, creating exhibits that would be relied on. Is that right?
Yes.
On more than one occasion. Is that right?
Yes.
But you didn't save your work.
You did not create a session log. I did not see the need.
Would you agree I can't see what you did without your session log? Can't examine what you did without your session log?
Right, yeah. So the thing is he brought it in there, he loaded it in, it showed exactly, and then he printed the screen. And then he just left. He didn't need to save the, you know, be like, if I went like this, I was looking in here, and I changed a whole bunch of shit in here, and I give you a screenshot of what I want to show, and then I just leave. And I might not have saved it, but he can just go recreate it. I mean, why don't you just go watch and have him do it? I mean, it's ridiculous.
Is there to create the visualizations for the exhibits?
Yeah, it's just exhibits. You know, he's just making exhibits.
But I can't see what you did.
Right. So she can't see what he did to make the exhibits. You know, so she wants to have, like, you know. So his exhibits show where the phone is and various things. And now she wants to have the session that he was in. It's the same. Nothing's been changed on the back end. The same file will be dragged and dropped into the software that he's using, and he could just print it again. So now she's trying to, like, she's trying to call into question the exhibit because he doesn't have the file, you know, the session saved that he was in. He probably just was like, oh, okay, yeah, let me, you know, I mean, I could just show you the example would be perfect of what this thing over here that I have. Yeah, like this thing. So let's say I was using this program here. So I didn't have these files in. So I load them in. I'm just looking at Google Earth. And I load them in, and then I do a screenshot. Like, I go, hey, you can see this right here, right? I'm doing a screenshot, okay. And that gave me this. And then I load it up and put it into a PowerPoint presentation, right? And then I don't save this because I just loaded it in and show it the KMZ files. So the next time I come in, they're not there anymore. I mean, what difference does it make? Why don't you just load them in and you'll see the same thing? Hey, by the way, on tonight's show, is there something that's not working quite right, where we're struggling so badly to try to reach the goal? We're still only at 20%. Haven't moved. Let's see. I always feel like it's something I'm doing. You know, I don't know. It's kind of a shitty feeling.
Is that right? Is that right?
No.
No, it's not right, or no, I can't see what you did.
Let me rewind it.
I can't see what you did without your session log. Can't examine what you did without your session log.
Is there to create the visualizations for the exhibits? That's what I use as.
But I can't see what you did. Is that right?
No, you can't, because I give you the exhibit.
Is that right?
No.
No, it's not right, or no, I can't see what you did.
You cannot, but I could take those cell data or call data records, put them into assets again.
Right.
The results would be
Exactly.
what they are, because we're still using the same records from AT&T.
Right. Yeah. It's just, God, she's just ridiculous.
Have you done that?
Why would he need to?
These records?
Yes.
No.
Why would he? Why would he do that? He already put it in
Thanks,
once.
that's it.
Thank you. Anything on that?
That's so stupid. Hey, did you put him in again? Well, no. I mean, didn't need to. I already had the screenshots for the presentation. Why would I need to do it again, just so that you'd be happy, or what? Hey, Ann, come over here right now. I got my laptop. Give me the file. I'll put them in. Now notice how that looks exactly the same as the screenshot I gave you. God, how ridiculous.
Jennings?
Man. It's embarrassing. No wonder he's in trouble, Kohberger.
We go, why did you pull the CDRs into Castus?
Why did I do that in April? Because I was asked by you to do it for the tender.
Okay, is that the
Right. Hey, thank you, SJab Weather 22. How many times is she going to say? Is that right? Is that right? Let me rewind this. What is this last part here?
We go, why did you pull the CDRs into Castus?
Why did I do that in April?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was asked by you to do it for the tender.
Okay, is that the only reason you did it?
Yes.
Is that the only time you did it?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
That I remember.
So what she's arguing about is like these are the screenshots that were used in the presentation for the grand jury. And so what she's almost trying to do, like, is not a Frank's thing, but like, hey, I don't even get to see how you came up with the presentation screenshots for the grand jury. That's what she's bitching about. So, man, the grand jury shouldn't have been able to see that, because I don't get to see how the work product led to the screenshot. But, it'd be so easy to remedy it. Just go, hey, come over here. I've got the software. Here it is. Here's the cast. Here's the file that we got. We're putting it into the cast viz system. And look what it shows. And then I came over here and I cropped out and I screen grabbed this portion to show that element. And she knows that. I think she actually does know that. She's just trying to make it seem nefarious. And the only people this works on are the lunatics like that lady who showed up in here a few minutes ago. These wackos out there on YouTube.
I mean,
Hey, thanks, Little Puppy Paws and Circa Then.
Nope, thank you.
Okay, great. Can this witness be excused?
Yes, please.
Any objection? Okay, great. Thank
Okay,
you.
now we get to hear that
Appreciate
last
it.
part that I missed.
Yes, thank you.
God, what a joke.
All right, you are excused, but you can stay if you like.
No, I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm going to go to Wendy's.
Okay. Next witness.
Your Honor, the rest of the witnesses will be present and ready to go on the 30th to the very best of my.
Thank you so much, little puppy paws. And circa then. Oh, and Sandy Shirley.
My knowledge, this was the only witness we needed to accommodate with today's hearing. So thank you for that.
Okay, thank you. So we're done for today?
We're done for today, Your Honor.
Wow. Okay, Ms. Jennings, agreed?
Agreed.
Okay.
Still 55 minutes.
Yes, what are you, hold on. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Beth. So I have a whole bunch of documents that is not clear whether I should sign the sealing or not, because there's no stipulation and there's no hearing, but we're all here together. So can we just go through this and clear it up? Yes? Sure. Sure? Okay, so the first one I have is motion to temporarily seal supplemental response to defendant's fourth and response to fifth motions to compel and motion to limit scope of testimony. And I have not signed that because there was no stipulation or agreed.
Your Honor, I apologize. I thought we had agreed those have the detailed exhibits.
Oh, do you guys want to, you guys, just to change topics for a second, do you guys see the, remember the Hunter Biden laptop that 51 officials from the CIA on down all said was Russian disinformation in an attempt to help Biden in his, to be president? Guess what? That was all fake. Every bit of it. It turns out that it is his laptop, and they're actually using it in a trial because it is his and everything on it was his stuff. Isn't that amazing? And those are the kind of things that when people say out loud, are elections rigged? And you might not say that they're rigged like they're not affecting the voting machines. But when you have a whole media complex in the government making something to seem fake intentionally to help one person over the other, then you realize that there's something wrong with it. The media used to be sort of the protector of the truth, and they're not. They've turned into garbage.
Attached to them, and I thought we'd stipulated that those detailed exhibits could be sealed.
Okay, well, the addition on that was limited scope of testimony, so I wasn't sure if that was included in our earlier agreement.
Your Honor, that's the state's motion. I know we responded to that, and we did not seal our response to that.
Okay. State is asking for sealing on that. Are we on the same page? You know what I'm talking about? Okay. Just want to know if I should sign this or not.
Look at this goofy.
Well, I'm just not sure. Is there an objection?
What is this guy? He's just. Let me go back.
Sure if that was included in our earlier agreement.
Your Honor, that's the state's motion. I know we responded to that, and we did not seal our response to that.
Okay. State is asking for sealing on that. Are we on the same page? You know what I'm talking about? Okay. Just want to know if I should sign this or not.
God, is this how he's going to be? Well, how do you not
Well,
know?
I'm just not sure. Is there an objection? It's the state's motion to seal. Is there an objection from defense to seal?
No, if they want their documents sealed, that's fine. We had responded publicly, and so I wondered if that changed.
Okay, so I'll sign this.
God, wow.
That's one.
Holy crap.
I just don't want to get in trouble with your arguments about sealing and not sealing. Okay.
Well, why would you get in trouble? You're the
very
judge.
clear on the
You
record.
tell them
Thank
what
you
to
for
do.
that.
I bet Taylor
Plus is piling up with the clerk.
looks at him and goes, "Oh, I've got
Okay,
this
next
guy."
one is also the state's, oh, this is the one that's sealed. Got that taken care of.
Well, he can sign whatever he wants because he's the judge. He's just sealing a document, meaning it can't be shared. So what? You know, I mean, he doesn't need to ask questions.
Got another one from the state, a motion to temporarily seal exhibits 1 of state's second supplemental response, etc.
I mean, I think it's weird when a judge says, "I just want to know if I can sign this or not." Yeah, you can sign it, and you can actually decide if you want to have it sealed or unsealed, regardless of what the attorneys want. So it's so weird that he's saying it like that. It sounds like he's just so, like, weak, you know, like childish almost. Hey, mommy,
objection?
hey, mommy, can I sign this?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. These titles are getting along, I have to say. Finally. There.
He doesn't need permission to do anything. The judge are requesting. I mean, the attorneys are requesting to have it sealed. He doesn't have to do it. He could go, "Nah, I'm not going to allow you to seal these. This is information." I mean, he could do that, right? It's just so weird sounding. Have you ever heard a judge sound like that to anybody before? Like, "Hey, I just want to know that, you know, if it's okay for me to sign this or not. You know, other than that, I don't really know. I mean, are you guys okay with that, or help me out, guys? Can I sign it?"
Okay. This is the same. I think that's it. Anything else we need to talk about before we're done?
Nothing from us.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Well, thank you all. We're adjourned. Appreciate it.
Oh, boy. Yeah, well, that all Ann Taylor was trying to do in there is make it seem like what was shown to the grand jury, which is weird too, because what's it got to do with, you know, she's saying she wants to make it look like the information given to the grand jury can't be proven. It's a theme here, everybody. Just like the FBI got rid of their work product and how they got the DNA information. You know what the clowns don't really get it? You know what they don't really get is that the DNA information, it doesn't matter how somebody got the lead of where the DNA went to, you know? It doesn't. I mean, if a psychic, let me ask you this, if a psychic had said, I think the guy's name is Brian Kohberger, and then they looked into it, and then they went and tested they found enough information to get a warrant, and then they tested the DNA, and they still got the father, and then they go, wow, okay, and then they tested Brian Kohberger, and if the DNA led back to the DNA that was on the knife sheath, would they still say, prove it, how that psychic came up with that? Tell me what entities up in their brain they were able to communicate with. You see how ridiculous it is? All it is a lead generated by forensic genetic genealogy. The key is, did the DNA that was on the knife sheath match the person that it led to? And it did. It was an incredible match. That's all that matters. You know, whether or not it's like, oh, well, that wasn't really ethical that they used that little backdoor program thing. That it doesn't matter at all. It's a non-argument. Hello. It's not 6,000 miles. The United States is only like 3,500 miles across. Well, I was gonna do. I actually found in one of the Connecticut River killer, one of the house that lady was killed in. I couldn't find it, and then I spent like 3 hours looking up various articles, trying to narrow it down. And it was on some corner, they called it, and I wasn't really able to find it. And then eventually I just looked at one thing, and there it was. Hey, thanks, WNC Granny. So I'm going to go show you that in a minute. Yeah, I don't think Ann Taylor is... Well, I mean, she's trying to muck things up, you know. That's what she's trying to do. Like, oh, man. And then she's going to try to establish a pattern of, you know, they're not keeping their work product. How do we know where this came from? That type of thing. Yeah, so I made this Word document here. It's easier now. I can just look at it. This is in the CT Connecticut River Valley Killer. All right, now you can see what they look like. Here we go. That's Kathy Milliken. She's from Sunapee, New Hampshire. She went missing on October 24th, 1978, last seen at 5 p.m. She had a BA in art history, magna cum laude, Connecticut College. That's where she got that. And then ornithology certificate from Cornell University. Her body was recovered on October 26, 1978, in the Chandler Brook wetland, 100 yards off Route 11. Died from blood loss due to multiple stab wounds to neck, chest, back, abdomen, and thigh areas. And then here is Mary Elizabeth Critchley. She went missing on July 25th, 1981. Left Framingham after dentist appointment. She was hitchhiking back to home in Waterbury Center through Brattleboro. 5 feet 8 inches, 135 pounds long, brown hair tied back. Last seen near exit 13 in the Massachusetts Turnpike. Her friend dropped her off at that exit. And then her body was recovered about 2 weeks later, August 9th, 1981, found by loggers at 1 p.m. Unity Stage Road in Unity, New Hampshire. Body not buried. She was identified on September 16th, 1981. And then here's Bernie Cordamanchi. Or Bernice, excuse me. Bernice well, it's actually Kudamanch or something like that. She went to Stevens High School. She went missing on May 30th, 1984. Claremont, New Hampshire. She was last seen at 3:30 p.m. hitchhiking. Her body was recovered April 19th, 1986, and it was skeletal remains, as you can tell, it's almost 2 years later, found by fishermen off Cat Hole Road. She was stabbed to death. She was identified on April 23rd, 1986. And then we got, what's going on? Looks like YouTube isn't receiving enough. Are you guys, is the screen okay? Not sure what that means. Thanks, Peter. Okay, some error popped up on my screen from YouTube. Ellen Freed, nurse, Valley Regional Hospital, 5'7", 125 pounds, brown hair, green eyes, single. She lived at, I think it might even be 42 Chestnut Street. She was financially secure. She went missing on July 20th, 1984. And it was from a Claremont convenience store. Car found July 23rd on Jarvis Lane in Claremont. She was recovered on September 19th, 1985, which is over a year later. Skeletal remains, skull, thorax, leg, and arm bones near Sugar River. Then we've got Eva Morse, 27 years old, worked at J.S. Dunning Corp plant, lived in Charleston, a mother of 10-year-old daughter Carrie. Missing. She went missing on July 10th, 1985, hitchhiking on Route 12 in Charlestown, headed towards Claremont at 7:45 a.m. She arrived at work at 7, left at 7:45 a.m., not feeling well, never clocked into work when she got there. And then it was she's 5'6", 200 pounds, brown hair, and eyes. Her body was recovered on April 25th, 1986, found by two loggers in woods in West Unity and stabbed to death. Huh. It's almost the same. Then we've got Linda Moore, worked at J.H. Dunning Corp plant. Is that the same as the last one? Yeah, I don't think that's right. I think that I just had that in there as a... Ah, shit. She's the one that she just lives at home. So she was killed at home, found by husband Stephen L. Moore shortly after 3 p.m., stabbed multiple times. And I found the address right here. 1772 Vermont 121, Westminster, Vermont. Defensive wounds. She was killed between noon and 3. Died of shock and hemorrhage. And that's her. And there's the house. And, you know, it was so difficult. This is Linda Moore. Okay. So they have it right here. It says, my wife's dead. Where was it? Vermont State Police. There's a specific place it kept mentioning. Here. Last Monday, police said they wanted to question wearing glasses. Witness, state police have come up with evidence. Residents 36. Police said Sunday that a white male subject, approximately 20 to 25 years old, was wearing glasses and carrying a knapsack on his back. Was in the driveway during the early afternoon. If you saw or know this person, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, so anyways, all I had was the picture. I found a picture of the house there, and it was on this corner. It had a specific name, like a known, let me see if this has it. Yeah, Tidd's Corner. See that right there? So this is it. No suspect in the killing. State police spent much of Wednesday afternoon searching the fields and the roadside near the Moore's large white colonial house located at Tidd's Corner. So I just kept looking up, where's Tidd's Corner? Where's Tidd's Corner? And I spent literally hours. So sometimes I get stuck on something like that. But yeah, another dead chat again. Nobody's typing anything. Let's see. Yeah. So it was crazy. I was just following it around. So it was in between North Westminster, Saxon River. Apparently their address is in Saxon River, but it was on a corner. So I kept checking on these corners. I was looking around, trying to find it over and over and over again. Looking at these homes, and some of these look like, oh yeah, that kind of looks like something, but it doesn't look like that. So none of the places were looking right. I just kept looking around, and then I thought, well, let's see, what are other corners on here? So I look, that's not really a corner there, but I checked there anyways. But then I was looking right there, and there's this really sharp, a quick little. So then I looked down, and that kind of matched where you could see a building. There was another picture that I had that actually had a building in the background. This there was you could see another building. So then I look right there and I go, God, that looks pretty good. And then I go down the street view, and then I was kind of oh wow, there's bushes now. But if you go back here, that's absolutely the same one. Look at that. And then there's you can even see this building over here in another shot. So they must have put these hedges in later, because those weren't in this one. But everything's the same. See that little awning that's right there? That's right here. So inside that house, that's where she was killed. Somewhere in there. Pretty nice large house there. Thanks, M. Jordan Jarding. Let's see. Did another person join? Got 2 joined members. I didn't see another one. But if you're out there and you want to help get some new members here, you can get those too. I don't know what you're talking about, Russian Aloha. I have no idea what that means. What's it called gray? What? My mini Aussie. Thank you, Amy Justice League. My mini Aussie Bentley C profile pic says hey to Blue and Chloe. Hey, how's it going? They said back. Being classy. Keep being classy as you always so great. I don't catch much. I am a replayer, but always here to support all you do. Well, thank you. Very cool, very cool. Thanks a lot. And thank you, Amber Maiden. It's Tidd's, Tidd apostrophe S corner. I even found the first name of the person that it was named after. I wonder if it's somebody who passed away on there at one point. Thanks, Paulette Leonard. All right, so anyways, that's Linda Moore. This one is an outlier, It's a little different. And he actually goes into somebody's house. I don't know. I wonder how they know that that's the same person. And then Barbara Agnew, part-time nurse again, so 2 different nurses in here, at Dartmouth Hitchcock Medical Center, missing on January 10th, 1987, had spent the day skiing, White River Junction, last seen driving home, car found at a rest area on I-91, green BMW parked sideways and reported as abandoned on January 12th, 1987, no money in the wallet, skis were stolen, Blood found in front and back seats. This one's a little outlier too because there's blood in the car. Outer clothing, jacket, vest, and sweater were found nearby. And it was actually in a nearby dumpster. And then her body was recovered 2 months later, almost 3, well, 2 months later. 32887 near Streambank off Advent Hill Road. Hiker found Barbara's boots. Or body, excuse me. God, why am I saying boots? Barbara's body. She was stabbed in the neck and stomach. And then this is the survivor, Jane Borowski from Winchester, New Hampshire, on her way home from Cheshire County Fair. The attack happened August 5th, 1988, stabbed over 20 times. She went to a vending machine that was broken. She was attacked while walking back to her white Pontiac Firebird after trying the vending machine at 12:40 a.m. 4 months pregnant, child survived, and White River Junction. I guess that's where that took place. Yeah, so there you go. That's just sort of a quick... Now I have this out so we can, you know, just quickly look at it and look at things. But man, last night I thought it was pretty crazy, the timing of different things, you know, let's see. Oh, there goes my stomach. Yeah, this one right here. Yeah. So if you look at it, let's just look at this really quick again for people that don't know this one. Mrs. Champagne, the mother of this guy. So they did a search at a house recently. And we looked up the guy, and his name is Jeffrey Champagne. And his mother, on October 1st, 1983, she died of a sudden illness in the house. Then, well, 3 months later, on December 26th, her mother, so the grandmother of Jeffrey Phillip, she died of a long-term illness. But who's to say somebody didn't, you know, speed that along? Hey, thanks Richard Watts and Shar English Rose. Now the reason I'm saying that is because if it was just these two, it wouldn't be a little weird, but not that weird. But hers is a sudden illness. This one looks like it says long term, like a long illness, it looks like. And then right here, though, just what is that? 21 days after the grandmother dies, Jeffrey Phillips's dad dies, also of a sudden illness. So his mom and dad both die of sudden illnesses at the age of 54 and 57. That's highly unlikely. All right, and then also in the middle of that was the grandmother of Phillips, Jeffrey Phillips. So that's weird, right? That means that and there's no other grandparents or anybody else. He has no siblings or anything. So at this point, he can now use the home for whatever the hell he wants to use it for. Everybody's out of the way now. So then just a few months after that, we're going to move up to, so that these ones were before. And now we're going to start here with Bernice Kudamanch. Look at that. Just like, I don't know, what do you say, like 5 months later, there's this killing of Bernice here, and then it says, skeleton remains found by fishermen off Cat Hill Road, stabbed to death. So we go over to her. And look, right here is where this guy lives, Phillips. Look where this is. Right there. I mean, just not far away at all from the house. It could be somewhere else on this road, however. But look at that, just right there, okay? Then the very next killing, if we go back here, is Ellen Freed. And she was recovered. Skeletal remains, skull, thorax, legs, arm bones near Sugar River. And based on all the information that's out there, her body was found somewhere around here. I had it here yesterday, but just looking at some of the stuff, apparently it's along a railroad track, and I think this Sugar River Trail was once a railroad. But anyways, right here, somewhere around in this area, but look how close that is to his house again, just right there. Those two. Then after that, he does kill 3 other people: Eva Morse, Linda Moore, and Barbara Agnew. And then on August 5th, 1988 is when he attacked Jane Borowski. But if you look at this right here, on May 28th, which is, let me see how that relates to, so it's May 28th, 1988. May 28th, 1988. And then the one before Borowski is Agnew, and she died on, she was killed on January 10th, 1987. So then it's sort of interesting to see that he tried to lure somebody, possibly, using a newspaper dating site just prior to this. So look, again, this is May 28th, 29th, 27th. They're all the same. He's trying to get a date. New Hampshire Singles Network, bringing people together. And then, I think that's just him. I am the last of my family. That's what's so weird about it. Catholic Church. I don't know if that's if this is related to it. I don't know what it is, because there is a line there, so it's kind of hard to say. You know how there's a line there? Maybe this is not associated with him, and his is Catholic Church and something. Thank you. I'm the last of my family, age 32 and unmarried. That seems like a dating suggestion, though. Like, why does it matter? Why are you saying that you're unmarried? And then the next thing is New Hampshire Singles Network. So I don't know if that's what that is. But down here it says pregnant. Oh, sorry, I gotta remove that. Yeah, see right here it says, I'm the last of my family, age 32 and unmarried. Jeffrey Philip Champagne. And then there's kind of like a line, though, right after that. And then it's New Hampshire Singles Network, bringing people together. Now, I don't know if those are connected, because up here it says Catholic Church and something. It's kind of cut off a little bit. Let me go look at the one that I have that's full. Ah, see, I didn't get that. I'm going to have to go look that up again. We'll have to go find it. I got to make sure. Jeffrey. Did he put his full name in there? Yeah. Philip. Hey, thank you, Capri. Champagne. 1988. New Hampshire. Ah, of course. Jesus. Man. No, I didn't spell it right. That's right. Good. It's just Jeff. There's no ER in there. There we go. And here they are right here. So let's see what it actually says on this. Okay, wow. So maybe this is probably all connected then, right? Montreal, Quebec, on to unto the Catholic Church and clergy. Thank you. Or is that different? I am the last of my family, aged 32 and unmarried. Jeffrey Philip Champagne. What do you guys? How do you guys looking at this? Do you think that's connected to the dating thing, or this doesn't really make sense? Montreal, Quebec. Yeah, he's 68 years old now. Montreal, Quebec, unto the Catholic Church and clergy. Thank you. I mean, is this him writing to them, or? Thank you. I'm the last of my family, age 32 and unmarried. But it seems like you're almost in this New Hampshire Singles Network situation. I don't know. What do you guys think? The next one says, pregnant, worried, consider adoption. Free counseling. It looks like each one is separated with a dark line. So this must be this. So it's Montreal, Quebec, unto the Catholic Church and clergy. Thank you. I am the last of my family, age 32 and unmarried. Jeffrey Phillip. Maybe he's looking for a Catholic girl or something, or there's no way for them to contact him though. Yeah, so that must mean that's a church. But it's weird how, like, looking for romance, join lunch couples. Okay. And then he's stuck right in between another one. Maybe it's sort of like, here's the church I'm at. Try to find me if you're single and you want to meet me. You know, something like that. I don't know. But anyways, this is May 29th. And maybe that didn't work out for him, whatever he was trying to do. And then just 2 months later, he attacks Jane Borowski here. So there you go. There you have it. Hasn't been investigated at least for 3 of his family. Yeah, well, I think they need to reevaluate the deaths of his 2 biological parents for sure. I mean, it's crazy. You guys have any thoughts on that? I don't really have any more new. Oh well, there is a picture. There's a couple of pictures going around. I've had this one. People think maybe that's him there. I don't know. And then that's not it either. Huh. Try to find the one I was going to show you. I think it's there. That's right. There. So apparently this is him too. So I don't know. Maybe that's him with different hair. I don't know. Maybe that's him back there. Maybe. That actually looks more like him than that one. But apparently that's him. That's what they're saying anyways. So Jeffrey Champagne. And that's kind of an ominous, like if this, look at this. Live while you live and seize the pleasures of the passing day. Hey, you guys were only 59 away from the goal. You guys kicked some ass. Thank you. You look like Danny Partridge, kind of, you know. Da 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 da. Yeah, he's a bull cat. And then we're going to do something else. So I have a friend, good friend of mine. We always go on, play golf and do things that, in groups with a whole bunch of other people. But he has a friend One of his best friend, or his best friend when he was younger, his younger brother disappeared back in like 1977. Just a week or two before the Blazers won the world championship. By the way, a pretty amazing win by the Dallas Mavericks tonight. Not too bad. Down 20. Hit a three-pointer with 3 seconds to go and win the game by 1 point. Yeah, I thought of that one too, WNC Granny. I don't know. Maybe she went to the rest area to go to the bathroom, because that's where she was found. But the car was sideways, so that doesn't make sense. That's where it was dumped, the car. He might have been in the vehicle with her for a long time. He might have got, like, after she left the ski place, he was in the car already. Yeah, but Luka's better than every single player out there. He's might be a crybaby. He whines on every call, but he's he's pretty freaking good. He never gets the calls either, so it doesn't matter. All right. Anyways, let's take a look at this. These are some. It's called the Ghosts of Highway 20. All right. Now these are two people that might be suspected. There's a serial killer that was out there, and these are two of the people that went missing. And I've only got 3 different articles on them. And then maybe if you guys are interested, we can go into the other people on another time. I think we talked about it one night, but didn't really go over it. There was a whole series in the Oregonian called The Ghosts of Highway 20. And a serial killer, they arrested somebody, but there's some people that have never been found. You guys want to look at these? And look at that, you guys. We're almost there. Look at that on the screen there. Not too bad, not too bad. But not there, nevertheless. All right, here we go. This is more in my area, so I could actually go out to one of these spots. So maybe I'll see if I can hook up with somebody involved. So, Lynn officers continue hunt for missing pair. And I never found the original. I mean, that's it. That's all I could find. So when they say continue hunt, I wasn't able to find the other. But this is back in This is 1978, February, but they went missing in May 26, 1977. Maybe I'll just try one more time really quick. Maybe we can find something. How about Karen Jean Reed or Lee? And then let's see, Karen Reed. Let's see, date. Let's see, May. Let's just say 1977. Oregon. Seems kind of odd to not have one article. No? Let me put his name in there. Rodney Lynn Grissom. No. So, well, anyways, I was able to find these, so that's good. And this was on February 17th, 1978. It says, a Hillsborough teen missing since May 26, 1977. Thanks, Allie Cake. Last was heard from in Lebanon that same day, according to Lynn County Sheriff deputies. Clothing belonging to Karen Jean Lee, 16, was found November 7th by a Willamette Industries logging crew in a remote area near Soda Fork, eastern Lynn County. Yeah, so they started off, they live in Cornelius over here. Right there. This is where they came from. And then they're down in this direction, and Lebanon is right here. This is apparently where Karen Lee made a phone call to a friend and told them that they're going to California. But let's see. It says, Miss Lee left Hillsborough in the company of Rodney Lynn Grissom, 15, who also is missing, although no runaway report was filed with his parents. There is no description of the boy. Deputies said the couple was hitchhiking and apparently had good luck. I mean, 1977 hitchhiking, you might as well say, hey, I want to die from a serial killer. I mean, it's just absolute heyday. Although it was pretty safe to be a hitchhiker. You know, it's just that so many people were hitchhikers. Serial killers were like, oh my God, they just had their pick of the lot. They could do whatever the hell they wanted. But now nobody hitchhikes anymore. Very rare anyways. So they rely on sex workers because they are the only people now that will just kind of get into a stranger's car. So Miss Lee left Hillsborough in the company of Rodney Lynn Grissom, 15, who also was missing, although no runaway report was filed by his parents. There is no description of the boy. Deputies said the couple was hitchhiking and apparently had good luck because a telephone call to Wisconsin was made by Miss Lee from Lebanon at 3:18 p.m. May 26th. So she actually called a friend in Wisconsin. That was the last time anything was heard from anybody's heard from either the youngster either of the youngsters, according to Lynn County Sheriff Kenneth Goen. Sheriff Detective Lieutenant Arthur Martinick said the logging crew found the clothing 3 miles from the highway near Upper Soda. Oh, interesting. Okay. I was looking at that earlier. I wasn't sure. So, Lebanon, and then there it is right here. This 3 personal papers, clothing blank. So 3 miles from Highway 20. Okay, great. So this is Highway 20. I've driven by here a million times. That's how you get to Central Oregon. So what's crazy is look at this really creepy road. I bet you they got picked up by a car. And then look at this road that they went on here. I mean, as soon as you turn on this road, you're probably thinking, I'm a goner. I mean, look at this thing. I mean, that's just right out of a horror movie. All this broken down crap, and then up into that darkness, into the woods there. Because this is the Upper Soda, let's see. Upper Soda, Oregon, see? So this is Upper Soda, Oregon. And it says 3 miles from Highway 20, right? So right here, all we have to do is start measuring. Go 1, 2, up 3 like this. This is Upper Soda Road. And see, right now we're at, hey, thanks, Michelle H. We are at 0.35. And that's that's Soda there too. How far are we at now? 0.82. Man, they went way the hell up there. Jesus. Now, I don't know if they broke off and went to the right there now, but We'll just have it go this way. On that road, whatever the hell that is. You can see it right there. Off to the side, see that? It's kind of a dirt road there. One and a half miles. I mean, this is just absolutely in the middle of nowhere. I'm gonna stay on this thicker road here. Two and a quarter. Wow, is there a bridge right there? Wow. I'll just have them keep going up this way. There's no street view up here. look at this. This just looks like a logging road, basically. 2.87, and then there we go, right there. That's 3 miles. That's interesting because look where I have it. I mean, I already had a pin right there randomly. So personal papers and clothing belonging to Lee were found. So that's very close to where I just randomly got that pin. All right. So anyways, the logging crew found the clothing 3 miles from Highway 20 near Upper Soda. It was tied in a blanket with a rope and was in such a position that it had to be carried to the spot. What was? The logging crew found clothing in 3 miles. It was tied in a blanket with a rope. Okay, so maybe that was clothing that was that her clothing though? Let's see, that was last time anyone heard. Said the logging crew found the clothing. They mentioned it above though. Hold on. Clothing belonging to Karen. Okay, it might have just been her clothing though, but it was stored clothing. Like it was in a rolled up way because it was something that she would use. Maybe it wasn't like her clothing that she was wearing was taken off. It was tied in a blanket with a rope and was in such a position that it had to be carried to the spot. The bundle of clothing was about a quarter of a mile down a steep hillside from a logging landing in a heavy growth. I mean, look at that, it's really steep right in there. Wonder if that's right around in here. What makes the sheriff fear the girl's safety is a shoe she had been wearing, which was found in the area. Okay, now that's bad. So it was heavy growth of underbrush. The bundle of clothing was about a quarter of a mile down a steep hillside from a logging landing in a heavy growth of underbrush and a second growth timber, he added. What makes the sheriff fear the girl's safety is a shoe that she had been wearing, which was found in the area. It was still laced and tied. And it's the type of shoe that does not come off easily. Also found with the bundle were some personal papers. They were in good condition, as if they had not been very wet, but may have been deposited sometime after May 26th, the detective said. About a month before the loggers found the clothing, some woodcutters found a purse at the edge of the landing, took some papers out of it. Let's see. About a month before the loggers found the clothing. Okay. Some woodcutters found a purse at the edge of the landing, took some papers out of it, and threw the purse into the underbrush. Okay, so that's what the... where the papers came from. That's why they look newer. He hopes the public can help locate the missing youngsters. Goen describes Miss Lee as having light brown hair and brown eyes and scars on her lip and knee. So he was kind of like a juvenile delinquent, this guy here. And then this one is 3 months after that last article. Police officials say they are no closer to finding out what happened to 16-year-old Hillsborough girl and her boyfriend today than they were May 26, 1977, when the pair vanished. Karen Jean Lee, then a student at Hillsborough Middle High, left the city in the company of a 15-year-old friend, Rodney Lynn. It says Grissom, but it's actually Grissom. G-R-I, and they spell it correctly over here. The last time they were heard from was later that day in Lebanon. So they started hitchhiking, they made it all the way to Lebanon, and then instead of heading south, the killer took them on Highway 20. That's not the direction they wanted to go. She told the friend that she wanted to go to California. So look at that. There's Lebanon right here. And they got to ride to Lebanon, but they wanted to go back onto I-5 and then head south. Right? But Lebanon's a pretty good, you know, you made it quite a ways down. They took I-5 and then dropped them off in Lebanon. And it could be that they were even with the same car, though, because it's sort of interesting that it went to Lebanon and they didn't want to get off at I-5. But maybe they let her make the, I don't know, maybe they seem normal. Hey, yeah, make a call, make a call. Then after that, they get back in the car, and he told them they'd take him back to I-5, but then went this way on Highway 20. There's a golf course over here, too, somewhere that I've played. Where the hell is that? It's really a cool course, but don't know. Maybe it was back further this way. No. Don't know. Forgot. Man, it's just dead as a doornail in there, you guys. Hey, check it out. We're only 49 away. Only 49 away. Thanks, Jessica Schubach up there. Anyways, Karen Jean Lee, then a student at Hillsborough Mid High School, left the city. The last time they were heard from was later that day in Lebanon. Both of them had left Hillsborough and then made it all the way down to Lebanon. The couple was hitchhiking, and police know they reached Lebanon because Miss Lee made a phone call to Wisconsin from there at 3:18 p.m. on May 26th. That was the last time anyone heard from either of the youngsters, according to Miss Lee's mother, Vi Gilmore of Hillsborough. Clothing belonging to the girl was found last November 7th by a Willamette Industries logging crew in a remote area near 3 miles from State Highway 20 near Soda Fork in eastern Lynn County. A quick search of the area was made at the time, but weather prevented a more thorough effort until the weekend on February 11th and 12th, when about a dozen Explorer Scouts from Lynn and Benton County combed the area but found only one animal bone. The girl's clothing was tied in a blanket with a rope and was in such a position that police believe it had to have been carried to the spot. I don't know what that means, in such a position that it had to be carried. Well, of course, I mean, it has to be carried back there. It doesn't just, wrapped up clothing in a blanket doesn't just fly in the air and land there. What makes Mrs. Gilmore fear that her daughter's safety is the shoe she had been wearing, which was found in the area. It was still laced and tied. And it's the type of... I'll tell you what, if you guys get to... Even though it's not the spot where I donate the 5 memberships, if you get just to the basic goal, I'll donate 5 memberships. That's 47 away now. Let's see. And it's the type of shoe that does not come off easily. Also found with the bundle were some personal papers. Police said the papers were in good condition. Yep, it seems like that's similar to the last one. As if they had not been very wet, but may have been deposited sometime after May 26. Hillsborough police say they have no leads on Miss Lee, but have checked out reports that Rodney Grissom may have been seen in the area in the past month or so. So far, the reports remain only rumors. Mrs. Gilmore admits her daughter clearly ran away last May 26th. She had left a note to that effect at the family home. The girl's described as being 5'6" to 5'7", 120 pounds, with light brown hair and brown eyes, and scars on her lip and left knee. According to authorities, no runaway report on Grissom was ever filed by his parents. Mrs. Gilmore believes the pair runaway status of a year ago is a prime reason police have been slow to get excited about the disappearance. Thanks, M. Jordan Jarding and DM. All right, then 9 months later, there's another one. I wonder how much similarity. It says, on May 26, 1977, Karen Lee and Rodney Grissom, 2 troubled Washington teenagers, ran away from home. That's Washington County teenagers, ran away from home. What makes their case different from the thousands of others on the books is that neither youngster has been heard from since. The 2 hitchhiked together to mid-Willamette Valley city of Lebanon, where Miss Lee, 16, made a phone call to a friend in Wisconsin and then vanished. She said she was headed to California to the friend. Hillsborough police and the girl's mother, Vi Gilmore of Hillsborough, suspect foul play, but there is no concrete evidence and no new leads. A year ago, clothing and personal papers belonging to the Lee girl were found in a remote area near Soda Fork in western Lynn County. Police said they conducted a thorough dog search and found no bodies or evidence of foul play except a shoe Miss Lee was wearing. The shoe was still laced and tied, and it's the type of shoe that does not come off easily. Yeah. Let's see, how about we do it like this? What are we at? 45? If you guys give 9 memberships away, then I'll also give 5 away. It's the same thing. All right. You guys give 9 memberships, I'll give 5, and then that'll get us up to 16 new members. Let's see, I can't believe Karen would cut off all ties. She and her sister were close, and she had close friends in Wisconsin. If she was alive, she would have notified us by now, said Mrs. Gilmore. Detective Frederick Sugden of the Hillsborough Police Department said the evidence was found in very bad terrain where no sane person would go for a hike or to camp. They had no transportation, so somebody had to take them in and out there, said Mrs. Gilmore. Hey, thanks, M. Jordan Jardin, and welcome to Brenda Redmond. That's 1. 8 more of those suckers. Come on, you guys. Police have no evidence that Miss Lee's companion, Rodney Grissom, then 15, and from Beaverton, was at Lynn County site. They found a sweater, but aren't sure it belonged to Grissom. The boy's father, Gerald Grissom of Hillsborough, thinks he's still alive. A relative claims he saw young Grissom in Hillsborough several months after he disappeared, but the rumor has not been verified. I had to believe he's alive, otherwise I'd keep going, said Grissom. I couldn't keep going. The boy's mother lives in Bend and has custody, but he had been living with his father for about 6 months when he disappeared. I'm sure Rod's mother would call us if she had any news, said Grissom. Detective Sugden, suspects, let's see, young Grissom. Let's see, Detective Sugden. Yeah, it's hard to say that one. Sugden. Hey, thanks, Amber Maiden. Welcome to Donna Aldridge. 7 to go. 7 to go. Rod is our link to Karen. He was the last one we know to see her alive. Right, but they were together traveling. Although Grissom had no history of running away, as far as his father knows, Miss Lee ran once before, spending 3 days in Portland. I knew she was there. She called and asked if she could come home because she didn't like the situation she was in. Mrs. Gilmore said the family had recently moved from Wisconsin and Miss Lee was having trouble adjusting. I feel so sorry for the kids at that age. I thought we had communications open, but I guess we didn't. And then there's this one. This is just like a couple days ago. Just not really an update, but just bringing back the story. I need to know. Family of teen who vanished nearly a half century ago plans new search for answers.
When you need legal support in Central Oregon,
how do I get rid
you
of
need
that?
experienced and dedicated.
Just have to wait, I guess, for the. I can see the ad timing. It's like halfway. Any other takers out there, you guys? We just need 7 more gifted memberships.
A cold case dating back to 1977 might see new answers as its 47th anniversary approaches. Isabella Warren spoke with the family leading the search.
It's a cold case nearly 50 years old.
We're trying to put an end to it, close that chapter and see what we can do.
The search for 2 missing teenagers is getting a renewed effort because of a family member and a group of 11 volunteers.
That's how thick it is.
Denny Grove has been searching for her cousin Rodney Lynn Grissom since 2019.
It still really hurts after all these years. So we're going into this search with cautious optimism. The chances of us finding anything are very, very slim to none.
Grissom, who was 14 at the time, and his girlfriend Karen Lee went missing 2 days apart in May of 1977. Years later, investigators found items belonging to the two near Soda Fork Road, east of Sweet Home. The pair vanished at a time when notorious serial killer John Aykroyd was prowling Highway 20 for victims.
Yeah. He had a distinct style of abducting and disposing of the bodies. So after viewing the items that were found, they concluded that Rodney and Karen were both victims of John Aykroyd.
This weekend marks the 47th anniversary of the disappearance of Grissom and his girlfriend. The same date the newest search begins. It's been 7 years since the area was last searched. Grove hopes she can bring closure to her family.
So why after so many years are you still searching?
Because I need to know. I need to know.
Yeah.
Grove has teamed up with Ryan Auclair, who has been searching the site for a year now. He keeps track of his searches on his website. We'll link to it on the web version of this story at ktvz.com. Isabella Warren, News Channel 21.
A cold case dating back.
Hell. You guys aren't going to get to the thing, so I'll just give some memberships away anyways. Let's see, what do we got here? So there you go. Right there. No, thanks, M. Jordan Jordan. On the 47th anniversary of her second cousin Grissom, a 14-year-old from Cornelius and his girlfriend Karen Lee went missing 2 days apart in May of 1977. Years later, investigators found items belonging to the two near Soda Fork, east of Sweet Home, near the South Fork of Santiam River. Welcome, Bullseye, Small Wildflowers, Lucy, Gigi, Selena, Zaborski, and Balmoral Springs. And we're still 6 short of the memberships if you guys want to help get those. Yeah, so there's this whole story. I mean, it's this massive, Ghost of Highway 20, huge story. A bunch of different victims, all victims of that Aykroyd, same name as Dan Aykroyd, last name. A serial killer prowling Highway 20 and Camp Sherman. I mean, I would bet you money that these two are connected to that. Yeah, absolutely, just was prowling the area. In there. Oh, there it is. So like this huge Oregonian special here. Like we could go through this. It's really long. Look at it. And that's just part 1. And then when you get to the bottom, there's a where is that? Yeah, part 2, and then 3, 4, 5. And these are different victims. So, if you guys want, we can go over those sometime. But other than that, I don't really have much more to do tonight. But hey, we almost got to the goal. Give it the good old college try. Yeah, I mean, this whole ride up here is on Highway 20. It's the way you normally go to like Black Butte, Oregon. But once you get through here, that's when... That's so weird. I don't remember ever going by that reservoir when I'm driving. It's strange. You never see that. Highway 20. Yeah. I want to go look at the street here. I don't know why this isn't really looking familiar. Oh yeah, and then I think this winds up over the mountains. Then eventually makes its way to another reservoir up here. Yeah, that one goes off to Eugene. Then it kicks in Highway 20. And then there it is. Or there's that lake and then that. Now there's Sisters, okay. Yeah, Camp Sherman there. That's where some of the murder happened right there. Camp Sherman. Yeah, how's that, Jim? How was I rude? What are you talking about? You're such a fool. I mean, these people just show up out of nowhere. What happened? What happened this time? Yeah, so maybe we'll do like on different nights, do part 1 and part 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe in 5 days in a row or something, unless something bigger breaks. Yeah, I do. I cover a lot of stuff that nobody covers, and the reason they don't is because nobody watches those. You know, like look at like in here. As soon as I switched off at Kohberger, we went from like 260, which isn't even good, to 200. And it's like these days you have to just cover the same popular shit over and over again, or you get nobody. Hey, thanks, Ivan Victor. It's garbage. Anyways, yeah, I think this would be an interesting one to go over, and maybe I'll make contact with that lady. Maybe I can, you know, get out there, get the drone going. I mean, drone isn't going to find anything, but, you know, maybe it could help for mapping out an area that you could. Yeah, you got to be on your feet, I think, looking through the dense crap. It does seem like that's where he would have put the bodies, though, doesn't it? Why would you make the effort to throw the clothing just sort of up, way up on a crazy road? It seems like you would have dumped their bodies somewhere, and then maybe also put the clothing too. But yeah, no, it's cool, you know. But you know, the weird part is the channel struggles even with all the loyal people that watch the shows on those nights. So obviously with there's people that don't show up because they'd rather watch another 6-hour live stream regarding the drama behind Sebastian Rogers. You know, just over and over and over. Never ends. Show up at whose house, DM? Who are you talking about? What case are you talking about? Oh, you must be on Rewind. Yeah, well, some evidence must have led to getting the probable cause for the search warrant. All right. Anyways, thank you guys for being here tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks to Dana, 1972, Cheryl, Wise Child, WNC Granny, Timothy Moore, Michelle H, Amber Maiden, Wendy Van Rokel, Eugenie, Alley Cake, Ashley Hansen, Alley Cake, S Jab, Weather 22, Lisa Valenzuela, K Me, S Jab, Weather 22, Little Puppy Paws 99, Circa Then, around that time, Sandy Shirley, WNC Granny, Peter M Jordan Jarding, then see, Amy's Justice League with the cat eye, then Amber Maiden, Paulette Leonard, Richard Watts, Shar English Rose, Capri, Alley Cake, Michelle H, Alley Cake, Jessica Schubach, M Jordan Jarding, DM, and then M Jordan Jarding gifted a membership, Amber Maiden gifted a membership, M Jordan Jarding gifted another membership, and nobody else was doing them, and then I gifted 5, and then Ivan Victor there. All right. Well, we did end up with 10 new members, but should have been 16. Yep, they must be doing something. I don't know what they're doing there. I don't know where they went. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for being here. We'll see you tomorrow. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. Hope you guys found it interesting, at least. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, plug rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gregor's gonna give another lecture. Crime collector.
freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector, fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temper fucking check ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender.
Alright, everybody. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. Alright, everybody. Talk to you later.